Hi, I'm Mother Gail Trailer again, just in case. I just wanted to tell you a few things. I left off some stuff. Went to church Saturday, and Pastor Adams preached on Matthew 19. It was most interesting. The chapter of Matthew 19. If you get a chance, look up Genesis 1:20, verse 27 and 28. He started off, Pastor Adams says, God created mankind as male and female. That's all. Just male and female. Isn't that awesome? And then we wonder why we have Sunday school. Because we forget. We think there is an alternative species when there isn't. Anything other than male and female just wasn't mentioned in the Bible. But today we get confused and we need to be reminded. So, read Genesis, first chapter, 27th and 28th verse. The Bible says that God created man in his image, male and female. There are two genders and they both were made in God's image. Pastor Adams says, God made them single before they were married. Listen to this. Have you ever thought of it this way? Adam was a single male before he knew Eve. Adam was created and given this and that, things to do. He had to dress the field. He was to take dominion over certain areas. He was to name animals. Him and God were close and they knew each other. He was single. He learned how to survive, how to talk to his maker. He learned who he was before he became married. Do we do that? Or do we just run right into a marriage? You learn how to become single before you marry. Eve. Now, God had to put Adam to sleep. Just completely unconscious. And then make Eve. At that time, she was single. She didn't know him. She didn't know Adam. She was made from Adam, but she spent time with God. She knew her position, her place. She learned who God was, where she was, what she was, and what she was expected to do. God created Adam, and Adam was alone with God. God put Adam to sleep and pulled Eve out of Adam's side. Then Eve was alone with God before he woke Adam up. Think about that. Us women, do we know how to be single? Have we ever had the chance to really be single and know how and who and what we are and who our God is? Then Pastor Adams asked the next question. God made male and female to take dominion. In Genesis, first chapter, 27th and 28th verse, it says, God made them married. I mean, it does not say that God made them married. He didn't. They were single. It says God made them male and female. It says that the primary task of both male and female is to take dominion. That's found in John 19 and 34, 1 John, also 5 and 6. I mean, think about it. You and I must learn whose we are, who our Father is, how our Father speaks, what He desires of us. And He's given each of us the command to have dominion over what's in our life. And we learn that from His Word. We learn that from His Word. It's important that you know who you are. Spend time with the Lord as a man, as a female. God is great. Now that's what I learned at Olive. I mean, not that I learned it. It's just that it was refreshed and renewed in my mind. Spend time with your Creator. You will know who you are. The reason why we don't know who we are today, a lot of us, is because we have not spent time with our Maker. We don't know how to love ourselves, how to love someone else, how to have a relationship with anyone, because we have no relationship with the Father that created it. Does that make sense? On Sunday, I went to Tiftonia after receiving, because we go every second Sunday. My husband went to the church 54 years, and we are blessed. And that's where I met my husband, at Tiftonia. Pastor Brandon spoke from the book of Job about suffering and how suffering will either make you or break you. Our spiritual life, Pastor Mark said, our spiritual life is more important than anything else. Our spiritual life is more important than anything else in our lives. Our spiritual life. Job was the only person that God ever spoke about in that Bible that had suffered so immensely, losing his home, his wealth, 10 children, all of his money, and then living with a woman who didn't have the faith that he had. That's tormenting in itself, to live with someone who is their faith is not quite up to par to encourage you while you're going through. Brandon says we can make the choice to be better or to become bitter. We can make that choice. Job had character. First of all, he started out with character. He had confidence in the Lord. He was upright. And he eschewed evil. He believed God. Remember, Job never charged God foolishly. He never cursed God and did what his wife told him to do. He remained faithful. No matter what his wife said, no matter what the friends that were around him said, he remained faithful. He knew God was not his enemy. Even though Job's trial was severe, he chose to believe God, and in the end, God fixed it up. It was worth it because Job, first of all, was told to pray for his friends. You know, pray for your friends during your trials. Pray for your friends. And after the friends, the Lord gave him more children. And it was interesting that Pastor Brandon had said that the first child's name was Jemima. It's a pretty name. Jemima meant day. While you're in your trial, are you hoping for day? Job named his child Day. His next child, after all that tribulation and all of that trouble, he named his next child Keziah. Keziah is fragrance. Fragrance. Beautiful fragrance of deliverance. Just sweet and beautiful Keziah. That's what he thought of his God. He's wonderful. He's sweet. And then his last daughter, Karen Hopwich. Karen Hopwich. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that name correct, but this meant beautiful. Do you know that after your trial, the word says, you shall come forth as gold? And you do. So whatever trials we face, let's choose to become better and not bitter. Evening service with Tiff Tony was just as sweet. Pastor talked about how we are to encourage others. Today's Christian, you don't find many handing out tracts or telling someone about the Lord or praying with one another. Pastor Brandon spoke about what he did last week. He got a chance to go hunting. And he got up early, he said, and went out to a little area where he knows the turkeys are. And he said he was too old to kneel down or sit on the ground because it might, the coldness and the knees aching and you know how us old folks. Anyway, he said he had a deer chair and he propped himself up near a tree and he heard the turkey. He put his little gun on his knees and he just waited there. He was going to go home, but he heard the turkey. So he said in his turkey voice, "Go, go, 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 go. I'm over here." And the turkey said, "Go, go, 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 go." Yes, I know this. And Mark said, he said, "Go, go, 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 go. I'm over here." And the turkey yelled back, "Go, go, go. I know you are." Well, Mark said he began to rustle the leaves in the back of him because turkeys know that other turkeys are pecking and looking through leaves for food. And they continued this kind of communication for about an hour and a half until that turkey came in his sight, the sight of his gun. He shot himself a turkey. But an hour and a half. That's somebody out there, you know. That's a hunter. That's a fisherman. Aren't we Christians supposed to be like Jesus with the fishers of men? Every time I went fishing in Florida, I didn't catch something all the time. Every time I went fishing anyway, I didn't always catch something. My husband caught a few things. My brother caught things. But I remember what it's like to have a fish nibble at your line and you feel that. And then you make that jerk. Well, that's what Pastor Brandon talked about. And this encouraged me. I encouraged others. Let us get out there and let's throw that bait, that track, that smile, that how you doing out there, and keep throwing it and throwing and throwing, because people need the Lord. They do. And if you love them, you'll tell them about what you found, how He will keep you in perfect peace, how He will deliver you from fears and direct your steps and keep your body healed and your mind regulated. Just in case, I wish you had been there. I enjoyed services. OBC, downtown Chattanooga, TBC, in the valley. That's Lookout Valley in Tennessee. God bless you.